know it. It's not a question, like you know it, and having those little eyes and really being able to focus and absorb the hit, you know. And so it's a good, safe way to kind of create that feeling without, you know, having a body on a body. So just a little practice drill.
Coach, you got Troy back at wide receiver today, but full go, but Joseph wearing yellow.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He had a great play the other day and just kind of came down really kind of hard, make a great play, but just kind of, so they just kind of held him for probably a day or so, but he'll hopefully be ready to go in a couple days of scrimmage on Saturday. So he's had a great start, really good start. In fact, it was a really great play. He'll be fine.
Coach, y'all ranked 4th in the preseason coaches poll.
Wow, man! Wow.
Any reaction to that?
No. It's kind of like I tell our players. I ask them, you know, every year. Brian, did you get that text I sent you on, you know, congratulating you on preseason All-American? Did you got Trenton? You got that text, right? You know, and they all look at me like, I'm like, good. You'll never get that text. All right. If you ever do, then let me know. No, I don't really care about any of that stuff. I mean, you know, we ranked last year, and we finished 15th, so that's the only thing that mattered. You know, at the end of the year, we finished 15th, and that heck of a finish, and that team was unbelievably committed. So it's just something to talk about right now. It doesn't have anything to do with December or November. So all that'll be determined by what happens on the field, kind of like those recruiting rankings, right? You know, they do that re-rank that every year. Somebody does it, and you know, very seldom have we not been ranked higher 4 years later than we were when we signed them. So, you know, that's all based on performance and not potential. And so, you know, I think we've got a chance to be a good team, but we've got a lot of work to do.
What do you look for going into that first scrimmage? I mean, obviously it's still early in camp, and
well, I mean, right now we got a lot that we're doing on both sides of the ball, just really installing everything. And so that first scrimmage is it's the first time they've played football, and you know, so it's the first time really that everything up until that point is practice and situational stuff, and you know, you have Thursday we'll have a little bit of live, you know, because that's the first day we can go full pads. But it's really that first, you know, live day, and now you're trying to take everything you've been working on for, you know, whatever that is at the time, 10 practices, and okay, let's see what else is stuck, and you know, kind of see what we got to, you know, go back over, and then also just challenging the coaches, you know, because it's a scrimmage. You know, when we get out there on Saturday, it's not scripted, and so you know, you have to respond and react to the situation. That now will create some things, but you know, and that's the way to kind of challenge the staff from a preparation standpoint. So, and then just, you know, kind of see where some of these guys are. I mean, you know, who, because that by then it's a 9th or 10th practice, whatever it is. There's a lot that's going in. So, where are some of these younger guys mentally? You know, where are we physically on both sides up front? You know, I'm anxious to see that. So, hopefully, it's going to be a battle.
You feel like you're ahead of schedule from the installment standpoint?
I'd say we're right on schedule. You know, we came in. You know, we prepare all that stuff coming into camp, and you know, we haven't had to pull back or anything like that. So we're just kind of right on schedule where we plan to be.
What do you think from Antonio Williams?
Oh, he's quick as a cat. You know, he's a really instinctive player. You know, he's still got a lot going on, trying to maximize all of his reps, but he's just all three of those freshmen. I mean, I couldn't be more pleased. I mean, that's a great group. I mean, Adam Randall, I mean, he had the fastest wide receiver time in practice the other day. You know, we GPS all these guys. He had the fastest time of all the wide receivers. I looked at it again. I'm like, wait a minute. You know, and I mean, he ran like 20 miles an hour or something like that. It's crazy. You know, and he's a true freshman. And I mean, I saw enough of him in the spring, you know, that I haven't had a chance to have Cole and Antonio. And man, they're two exciting prospects. Cole Turner, he hadn't dropped a ball. He catches everything. I mean, if he touches it, he catches. He's got some of the most natural ball skills and just body control and reactionary ability. ability to wherever the ball is. Everything he touches, he catches. You know, and he's a kid that needs a year in the weight room. But I'm telling you, that kid right there is going to be special. And then Antonio is just like I told you all the other day, just a really smooth, very knowledgeable young player. I mean, he's got a lot of good experience, and he's played ball at a high level, you know, in this state. He's had a lot of success, and you see that in him. You know, he's still got to get stronger, and we still got to bring him along, and he's competing with some pretty good vets out here. And, so we got a good group, man. Receivers it's been a real bright spot for us in the camp. I'm really proud, man. E.J. Williams has made a couple of really great plays that you saw, you know, that freshman year. That group has been a positive. And I'd say the same thing with our secondary guys too. It's been a very competitive 3 days.
You think Cole could help you in the punt return game?
I think Cole could help us anywhere. I just don't know that we'll need him this year. And, you know, he really needs a year in that weight room. But if we need him, yes. I mean, he's one of the fastest kids on this team, and just incredibly explosive guy. And he just naturally does it. He's played 2 years of football. You know, like Rook coming in here. You know, just this small kid played 2 years of football, and you show up and you just got all this stuff to work with. So, you know, I think we're in a good spot as far as our return game right now. I wouldn't waste a year on that with the guys that we have. But, you know, hopefully he's the guy I can hold. But, you know, we saw what happened last year, so I don't ever know. But he could really benefit. Because I do think he's got a chance to be a really special player.
Randall getting that speed, is he anywhere closer to being ready?
Yeah, he's like I said, way ahead of where he's supposed to be. So, you know, it could be somewhere in September. We'll see it somewhere in there. And, what day it is, I don't know, but I think that's where he's tracking.
How much different is Cade from what you saw in the spring to when he comes out here and really get on the ball?
Just more confident, you know, more knowledgeable. Third time to get the installation, and you can tell he's obviously put in a ton of work on his own, which doesn't surprise you. That's just kind of how he's wired. He's a real football junkie type guy, and a really good leader. But really, it's just slowed down a little bit for him. You know, knows right where to go with the ball, and when he makes mistakes, he can process it right away. So he's just. As we said the other day, he's the best we've seen him, you know, the best version of him, and so he's done what we asked him to do.
You got any clarity on the punting situation?
No, we got a long way to go. I mean, you know, I thought, you know, Aiden had a really bad first day, and then he came out the next day, and maybe it was because y'all weren't here, and he was, you know, unbelievable on Saturday. I mean, just, you know, like, and so that's, you know, he's got to find a way to be consistent. He can do it. That might have been the worst punting drill I've ever seen in my life the first day. It was awful. We're going for it, fourth down. But then you come back the next day, and you know, day two, and Aiden was awesome. Won the day. We had a big punting competition, and so we didn't punt today. But we got a long way to go there. I mean, I feel good about our protection. I feel good about our personnel. But we'll be ready. But we're not ready right now. We got a long way to go.
You said last week that you've probably seen a lot of hunger and intangibles to be great. Have you seen that in the first 3 days?
Oh yeah. They're just very engaged, man. In fact, Lewis Riddick came and spoke to our team today, and that was one thing he said to me. He said, "Man, he's got just the focus that these guys had, and you know, just eyes, paying attention, really everybody engaged, and that's what we've had from day one with this group. I mean, just a very engaged, focused team, and I love that. I mean, and they respond. You know, and they're not perfect, but when we really challenge them on something, I mean, they respond with the sign of their leadership and ownership and buying into what we need them to do. You know, they're hungry to get in pads. You know, as Nick Easton said on day 4, God made Rydell, and that's tomorrow. So we get the pads on tomorrow, and I think they're all. You know, they're tired of all this, you know, it's hard. You know, you have to, you know, the way everything's structured now. You got a lot of days when you're in this, and so it takes a little while to really learn how to practice that way without. Because I mean, they're ready to go. They're chomping at the bit to get after it, and they will if you don't have some type of structure in place. So I'm thankful we can get the shoulder pads on tomorrow. I think personally, I think it protects us a whole lot more, at least with the shells when we're doing, our team stuff and things like that, or just guys falling, so.
That's notwithstanding first impressions of Keith Adams Jr.
Yeah, I mean, he's running around out here in shorts and looks like a football player, but again, you got to put the pads on and let's see what we got. So it's going to be a tough week. It's going to be a big week and a half coming up for these guys. And, because now we add the physical part to the mental part. These first 3 days, there's some physical part from the conditioning and running around and all that, but now you put the pads on, you add another whole element to the mental aspect of the game. And so we'll see. He's a great-looking kid. He's a very engaged guy, and we know what he did in high school. It's easy to see his toughness. But yeah, I mean, 3 days of shorts for running back. He's great in his drills, and we all track him. So everybody looks good out here right now.
We talked to Will Shipley the other day. He's pretty hard on himself about the moment last year at times he said it was too big for him. Did you see that at times, or is he just a freshman who wants to be great and maybe feel critical of himself?
I mean, he had a couple big plays that probably could have done something with, but he had some big ones that he did make hay with too. So that's just part of being a young player. And sometimes when you are a freshman like that, you can just try to do too much, and next thing you know, you kind of just play. Everything's fast. I think there were some times with him because he's fast and he's going to play at a level up here, and then everything else is up there, and it's okay to play up there, but we need everything else to slow down a little bit. And that's kind of where he is right now. He's just very comfortable, with where he is and his experience that he gained. So it's going to serve him well for sure. He did a lot of great things for us, man. We don't win 10 games. I know we missed a few plays, but we don't win 10 games without him. That's for sure.
When Adam does go back, you have an idea of how much you might be able to help right away?
Yeah, he'll help. He'll help as soon as we can get him back. As soon as they let him go, he was as good as we had this spring. He was awesome. So he's got to pick back up and do it. And obviously, this is a different time of year and a lot more going on. And it's not spring practice where it's every other day and you got game plans and things like that. And he's going to be coming in, kind of midstream. So, I'm sure once they do say, hey, you can go, and there'll be a couple of weeks we just need to get him really acclimated to football. You can't just go play. He's doing everything out here, but really just true, game planning and things like that. But he's healthy. He can help anybody in the country. There's no doubt about that.
I know it's just been a couple days, but it's been a difference with Hunter Johnson just from a technical standpoint.
Have I noticed the difference?
Yeah.
From
when he was last here.
Well, he wasn't here in the spring, but
No, when he was here before.
Last year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. He looks
different player.
He looks like a guy that's only 6th year in college. Very confident, very poised, very mature, great understanding. He looks very different than he did the last time I saw him here as a redshirt freshman or whatever he was. He's been impressive and just a great addition, great leader.
Where is DeMonte Capehart?
A little behind because he, was hurt, most of his first year, redshirt freshman year. From that standpoint, and behind, he doesn't have the amount of experience that he would have had he not missed so much time with injuries and surgeries and all that. But where he is right now, man, he's ready. He's ready, and I'm really proud of him. I mean, that little group of, him and Peyton Bates and E.T. Those all three of those guys are going to help us. And they're going to really. It's going to be a fun group to watch. All those guys can play for sure. So I'm proud of Cade. He's in a great spot physically. I mean, I don't know, what was he, a little over 300 pounds. At one point, he was probably 330. And he's just done a good job in all areas. He's just a much more mature, focused, conscientious, football savvy guy from when he got here. And again, he's healthy and he's got a chance to compete now.
Dabo, has there been a position group that's really caught your eye to start these first couple practices?
Probably the OL. You know, I mean, I think I'm not really disappointed in anybody. I think all the groups have really done what I hoped they would do. I mean, you got guys flashing here or there, but probably collectively, you know, a lot of eyes on that OL right now, and it's very obvious that we're a deeper and better group.
But right guard specifically, how have you seen that battle play out in those first?
I mean, they're just, you know, all competing and going through assignments right now. And, you know, nobody's out here busting assignments, but again, we put the pads on them on. We got a lot of physical work to do, but you know, it's going to be fun to watch. It'll be a battle. Not just that spot, but who's the best 5? Because we got a lot of versatility as far as being able to move guys, get to whoever the best 5 is. And then you know, this is one of those years where we're going to be deep. Instead of having 6 guys or 7 guys, I think we're going to have, you know, a really, really good, solid second group that I think will be ready to play, and maybe even 11 or 12. So I'm excited about that entire group, and you know, it's not often that you're true freshmen, you know, capable of helping you. But 2 true freshmen, we got Sadler and Blake, they're not normal. They are definitely not normal. I've been here since January, so they've been a great addition for sure. And then, you know, going along with the guys in redshirted last year, Tristan and Lincoln. It's a good group for sure.
What have been your impressions of Will Taylor as he's been making the transition back to football?
Doing good, quick, explosive. You know, it's only 3 days in, but just, you know, we got a lot of, every day he's learning. He's like a sponge out here. You know, what I love about him is, you know, he's got everything, and he's so explosive, but just really technically polishing him up and really learning all the nuances of playing the position. But physically, he looks great. You know, I mean, really, really pleased with what I've seen out of him for 3 days.
How has he been handling the position change?
Oh, he's great. Yeah, and we made that last year, so he's great. Again, just a lot of teaching.
You said last year when he was hurt that you could go through mentally reps with him. Have you seen him kind of take that next step because of the time that when he was hurt, he still was engaged?
Yeah, I mean, he's had skills and drills this summer, so you can tell he's worked hard at it and making the transition. And then mentally, he's been engaged. Even when he was playing baseball, he was over here all the time. You know, he's just a very conscientious guy. I mean, again, he's got the mindset of a quarterback, so he understands the game. But I've been really pleased with him his first 3 days.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, it has been weird.